Signing day sprint. Today, we're talking Oregon's most important recruiting targets, and Duck fans, we're going to get to it in a minute, but first, hit subscribe to the On Through Recruits channel. We have a lot to cover between now and signing day, and you need to be a part of it, so hit subscribe for me, please. All right, now, our signing day sprint series. The regular season is over. A lot of fans maybe didn't even follow recruiting during the season, but we're going to make it real simple for you by hitting on the most important targets. All right. Let's bring on Justin Hopkins from Scoop Duck. And when it comes to most important, looking at this list, we'll just start at the top. 5-star offensive tackle, Jordan Seaton. Now, he has been out to Eugene. He's expressed interest in the Ducks. But what is it going to take for Oregon to close on the number one offensive tackle in America?
Well, it's probably going to take money, first of all, but he'll get a generous NIL deal. But no, really, I think if you're Oregon and the other top schools that are continuing to fight for Seaton, you're just chopping wood right now, right? You're just kind of keeping at it, trying to stay in the thick of things, maybe saying the right thing, whatever it catches. I think the biggest key for Oregon specifically is the fact that he has not used his official visit to Oregon yet. So, of course, if you're the Ducks, you've got to get him back on campus. Last time when he visited as well, he didn't bring any family with him. So I think that's another element that Oregon's really got to prioritize. Get him out for that official visit, bring the decision makers with him, and really roll out the red carpet. So that's what's on the line for Oregon. But until that visit takes place, like I said, you're just trying to stay in the race right now.
Yeah. And, everybody will have a very competitive NIL deal waiting for him. So I do think that it comes down to relationships. And Oregon, one of those programs that has a great relationship with the big man, Jordan Seaton. All right. Let's move on to another 5-star target on this board. Now, the only problem here is Xavier Phillips is committed to UF. The Gators had a down season. So, Justin, what are you hearing on Oregon's chances to flip Xavier Phillips?
Another recruit that, they've just kind of laid in the weeds and kept chopping wood at. And, again, really a little different than Seaton. Phil Same has visited Oregon previously, but it was in the spring. So you need to get him back on campus now. It needs to be a fall visit, whether it's an official or unofficial, whatever the case might be. You've got to get him out for a visit. I know Texas is another team making a ton of noise there and might even be the team to beat right now. The Gators moved on with their secondary coach, Coach Raymond, which surprised myself and probably a lot of folks around college football. So I think that opens the door a little bit more. So the Ducks, I don't think, need a big quantity of safeties in this class. They're looking for quality. And that's, of course, why you would, continue to recruit a guy like Xavier Phillips. I think the Ducks are top 3. I think it's obviously Florida, Texas, and Oregon. But who's the team to beat right now is anyone's guess.
Yeah, hey, the Sharks are in the water as the Gators did not make a bowl game, and they're just trying to hold on to what is still a top 5 class. But if Phil Same makes a decision to go elsewhere, that's a big hit to that class. All right, let's move on to wide receiver Gatlin Bear. Now, he is committed to Boise State, but a recent visit to Michigan has people buzzing. Do you think that Oregon can flip him, or do you think Michigan's in the driver's seat right now?
Yeah, I would. I mean, both Oregon and Michigan have had him on campus in the last few weeks. I know Gatlin Bears, somebody likes to keep his recruitment very close to his vest.
Yeah.
I would be stunned if he signed with Boise State right now. I just think the relationships there with the coaches that, were dismissed are a big part of that. And I think Michigan and Oregon never let up. There's also discussion about him not taking his mission right out of high school, which has those schools even more intrigued now. So I think Michigan might have the slight upper hand, but I do believe Oregon is right there in the thick of things, right there in the mix. And a return visit to Oregon once again, once this Pac-12 championship game is done, would not surprise me at all. This is a guy, Gatlin Bear, that Oregon prioritized. They love him. They love his game. They love his speed. Like, this is a guy that they think is a day one difference maker. So I think the Ducks, are a little bit behind Michigan right now, but I think it's pretty close.
Yeah, and competition for him is really heating up down the stretch. You can tell signing day is right around the corner. All right, now one more prospect we need to hit on, and that is on the defensive line. Jericho Johnson would be a big need, and right now Oregon is trending heavily on the recruiting prediction machine at over 95%. So how have they gotten in position to close on Jericho Johnson? And also, when does he make his decision?
Oregon has had the most success with Jericho Johnson, getting him on campus the most. And as you and I both know, that's a big, big win right there. they've been able to get him on. I'd have to look at the number, but it's 3 or 4 times here this fall. And I'm not sure he's taken more than 1 or 2 other trips total anywhere else in that span. So Oregon's been consistent there. And then the product on the field, right? If you're a defensive lineman and you're out west and you say, hey, I really don't want to go east of Texas, where are you going to go? Well, you look at that defense that Dan Lanning's putting on the field, especially with that front, Brandon Dorless, Jordan Birch, those guys really excelling this season at defensive line. It certainly feels like the place to go. So I think all of those elements really have Oregon in the driver's seat. Frankly, to be honest, I'm not even sure it's all that close anymore. I think the Ducks are in really great position. And as for Johnson, it looks like he'll make his commitment on early signing day on that Wednesday. So I believe it's late afternoon. So that's when he's poised to make his decision. Wouldn't surprise me if maybe he changes it just before that, because that can be a very hectic day. But right now he's slated to do it in December.
All right, Duck fans, what do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. How many of these targets can Oregon land? And also, who are your most important recruits as we head down to signing day? Let me know. Comment section below. Justin Hopkins, thank you for dropping by the Inside Scoop today and filling us in on Oregon's most important recruiting targets.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed that content, be sure to subscribe to the On3 Recruits channel. We have a new page dedicated only to recruiting. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now.